up, everyone? Welcome to the Bench Podcast. My name is Joey, joined as always by my host and brother, Angel. What's up, man?
What's up? What's going on? It's mock draft day, baby.
It's mock draft day. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling spry. Mock draft 2.0. Very excited for that. We got a full house today over at the producer's desk. Gabe, Tovar, and AJ. Double barrel action. How you doing, boys?
Doing great.
Man, feeling awesome.
Wait to hear this.
And back at the desk. Back at the guest chair, Mr. Terrell. Very pumped to have Terrell here for this mock draft 2.0. Excited about it. Let's do a little bit of icebreaker stuff, okay?
Oh, okay.
A little bit. Let's ease into this, all right? You can't just throw the people right into the draft.
Yeah,
a little bit of foreplay before we do it.
A little foreplay.
Yeah, a little foreplay. There we go.
That's honestly what it is, though.
Yeah, it really is. Gets warmed up here.
Wow, I'm not gonna. Yeah.
I didn't mean to be like that. That was an honest reaction.
It's so you'd be so surprised how many times I'm thinking something but my discipline is saying probably shouldn't say that. And as I'm doing that, Angel's blurting it out.
There you go.
That's why I'm a co-host, man. Like, you know, saying.
That's why you guys work so well together.
If you're watching on YouTube, thanks for joining us.
Hi.
And if it's your first time joining, make sure you like the show, subscribe to the channel. And I've getting a lot of subscribers lately, boys.
Yeah. Welcome to those new
jumping
subscribers.
on this train.
Yeah.
And then, of course, if you're listening on Benched Podcast, the audio version, Amazon, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, however you get your podcast, thanks so much for joining us on that platform. And, of course, follow us on social media platforms. That's TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Search at Bench Show. We got a lot of stuff going up there. I did that from freaking memory.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah. Must be mock draft time.
Yep, it must be.
The draft is 10 days away from when you're listening to this, 11 days away from when we're recording it.
Oh, baby.
It's getting real, boys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rumors
getting
are
real.
everywhere.
There's literally no reason to talk about anything else.
Yep.
It's all mock draft situations. It's all, rumors.
Yeah.
It's all people getting traded.
Yeah, the only stories coming out are like the bad stories, like, oh, this guy smokes weed, or this guy does this or that,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
You remember who was the guy smoking weed in the gas mask?
Laramie Tunsil.
Just a classic. God, can you imagine? I mean, nowadays it's not a big deal.
I mean,
weed is weed, but
He's getting paid $29 million.
Back
I was
then-
saying now he's in a
but back then that was just a royal
Yeah.
mess up. Imagine you're sitting there with your family, like draft day, baby, waiting all my life, and then that video pops up of you.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh.
Yeah, Schefter's like, guess
My mom
Guess
didn't
what
know
I
about
have,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be wild. Let's do some
Shepard's an
birthday, guys.
idiot.
Happy birthday, Seth Rogen. Hey,
Okay.
41 years old, Seth Rogen. Very excited about
Yeah.
that.
He's only 41?
41. He's aging not too well.
He looks
I was going to say, he's way older than 41.
41.
You guys make fun of me for this, but happy birthday, Leonardo da Vinci. Hey, hello.
Yeah.
There's DiCaprio there, but okay.
Just me. Okay. How about Macy Williams?
Oh,
Arya Stark.
Arya Stark. Okay.
Very excited
gotcha.
for that. Trying to see if I know any of these people. These are all. See, that's the problem with finding like relevant people is I don't know them. Like the
Okay, gotcha.
the new age people.
Well, it's cool. Stop with Maisie Williams.
Yeah, it's honestly where we have to stop. I don't know. Oh, Sexy Red. That's a person I've seen before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No idea.
Oh my God! Happy 33rd birthday, Emma Watson.
Oh,
so sorry. We'll end on that one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Okay, let's. Love of my life. What's that from?
Hermione, man. I don't know what that's from though. What
Right?
you just said,
Yeah, me
It's
neither.
from something. I don't know where it is.
but yeah, Hermione Granger. This one's for you. Yeah.
Oh, that's her in the Nerd Show. What's it called?
Oh, the nerd.
It could be anything that you're referencing.
Hermione thing.
I'm not gonna. Don't.
No.
What is it, Terrell?
The Nerd Show?
Hermione. The sticks.
Harry
Harry Potter. Yeah.
You know,
So it's
we know
funny,
that.
I didn't know.
You know what it's called.
No, I didn't know. I didn't
Hey.
remember.
Harry
I didn't
Potter?
remember. Hey, listen, I watched the first one, and I got a lot of Spy Kids vibes.
It's the same thing with me too, but I at least know Harry
It wasn't
Potter.
my favorite.
About to flip this table.
But all respect to Emma Watson. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Emma.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Okay, so we're going to get into this mock draft now. We did it exactly the way we did it last time, except instead of Dave Adams, we have Terrell Thorogood in that chair. And he definitely drafts a little different than David Adams. So
A little bit.
very excited.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how one thing goes a little crazy, and something goes crazy very early.
Yeah.
Something I haven't thought about really early. So very excited about that. And we'll go just round and round. There
do
are
it.
some trades. We'll detail them, LM, so you know exactly what's going on. But let's get into this mock draft. I have the first overall pick, and with the first pick in the 2020 2024 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears, of course, taking Caleb Williams, quarterback out of USC. In Vegas, he is minus 10,000 to go number one overall. So
pretty solid bet.
Pretty sure he's going to go. He's going to do it.
Yeah, one of the best landing spots for a rookie quarterback that I can remember. I mean, I don't think there's any other setup that's just as good as this one is.
I mean, yeah, it's literally the truth. Like, you're not even talking about just this year.
Yeah, no.
Like, that you can remember.
Yeah, it's
like better than the Legion of Boom Seahawks. Better than like the Patriots.
Than the Andrew Luck era Colts. Like, way better than all those teams.
They have the defense. They have a good enough offensive line. They have elite weapons. Like, there really isn't a weak spot. And they have 2 first-round picks in the top 10. Like, it's kind of a crazy landing spot that he gets to go to. Caleb Williams to the Bears. We talked a lot about it last time. Won't talk about it too much right now. Let's move on to pick number 2. Terrell, you have that.
All right, here we go. Picking for the Washington Commanders, quarterback Jayden Daniels. I got him going to the Commanders. Look, I mean, the guy's a dynamic player. That's what the Commanders need for their organization. They got a decent offense.
Yeah.
I like what they're going to do with Cliff Kingsbury. He's going to bring some excitement. I'm thinking what he did with Kyler Murray.
Yep.
I think that he's going to bring that to the Commanders. That's going to be fun. That's going to be exciting for that organization. So. Yeah. Don't be surprised if we see the Commanders try to make a sneaky late playoff push.
I mean,
at the end of the season. I could see that with him coming on strong. He could potentially have an RG3 type rookie season, just to come out of nowhere as that second pick.
I mean, he won the Heisman, so I feel like we're like in this season where we're just knocking guys down, trying to find something wrong with them. Let's remember this guy threw for 48 touchdowns last year.
Yeah.
Won the Heisman. Was just. I think won the Heisman like going away. Like it wasn't even a thing really. Our last mock draft, we had Drake Maye here. I personally do think Jayden Daniels is much more of a Cliff Kingsbury type guy. That guy wants someone that he can make the best offense in the league with.
Spread offense, open it up. You have obviously Scary Terry, which is named Jahan Dotson out there, first round pick. So yeah, there's a couple like pieces there, but yeah, Jayden Daniels will also help you sell tickets. This is kind of why you want a new franchise quarterback.
That's it. So Jayden Daniels goes number 2. Angel, you have the third pick.
With your third pick, the New England Patriots select JJ McCarthy, quarterback, Michigan.
This is not like you.
No.
You zigged.
Okay. So when you're looking at Drake Maye and JJ McCarthy has the accolades. I think when you're trying to pick between these two guys, one's a winner, one's a national championship, and one hasn't won anything. So you're just trying to figure out like what sets them apart, and at least with like my comp to him was like a Purdy Garoppolo kind of quarterback. I think they don't have the weapons. Obviously, Michigan has a bunch of first round picks on that team, but I think this team will need a like that who's just going to be a steady force. I'm not sure if he's going to light the world on fire, but I know he's the safer pick, at least in my eyes, than obviously Drake Maye.
27-1 in his college career as a starter. Wow. He won a lot of games, of course. He's very athletic. That's like the one. He doesn't have a lot of attributes that stand out. Yeah. That is one. He can manipulate the pocket. Yeah. He keeps plays alive.
He's accurate, too.
He could take off, very accurate. A little, maybe more so 20 yards and in than others. But, I mean, JJ McCarthy won a lot of games. And although, he didn't throw the ball a lot, I mean, it wasn't anyone else starting there. Like you were saying, like it was him. Yeah. And he was orchestrating offense, and he was winning those games. He was the one not making the plays to lose those games. Terrell.
Yeah, I think, look, he's going to a team that's got a good defense. I mean, that's what they had in Michigan. A good defense, you had a good running game. So if New England can set him up with that, and they're not expecting him to take them to the next level,
right?
I think he's a developmental quarterback. He's a project there in New England. If you take him there at New England, take him there at 3, then just build with him and grow with him. Yeah.
Could we see like maybe they sit him for the first 6 games or 8 games because they have a good quarterback room if they were to draft him?
There's a lot of people saying that they are comfortable starting who they have in the building right now.
Jacoby Brissett.
Well, no, I'm saying other teams saying that.
Oh, gotcha.
They're one of the few, I believe. Yeah. Like I think they really are comfortable starting Jacoby Brissett for a little bit, and I think he definitely could sit for a little bit, and I think that'd be best for him. Yeah. The one thing about orchestrating that kind of offense is, I guess we can't knock you for not throwing that much. That's just what was asked of you. But you don't have experience still, and that's just something that's going to take some time. You need the reps. You maybe need some time in a pro camp with pro receivers, with pro coaches. What I want to know is, last mock draft you took Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
What led you to take JJ McCarthy now?
Well, just for you want to switch these mock drafts up, but also you want to take a good look as if I was a fan, what would I want them to do? It's not picking for them. I want to at least have the thought that my team's trying to get better at the most important spot in all of pro sports, and that's at quarterback, obviously. Yeah, and I think you have to take swings on these guys, and if they don't work out, at least you tried. At least you won't say that, well, we skipped this guy, because what if he ends up being the next great one, and you just picked the safe one and not that's just what my mind is here.
That's literally the decision they're going to have to be.
Yeah,
this is the decision they're going to be wrestling with in that war room. Are we taking Marvin Harrison, a little bit more money in the bank, or are we going to take a big swing here and get maybe the next Tom Brady, the next Michigan quarterback to lead our franchise? We're going to move ahead here to pick number 4, and with the 4th pick, we have a trade. Whoa! Hello!
Uh-oh.
Marvin Harrison is falling, but it's not going to be the pick here. Arizona trades the number 2 pick to Minnesota. Now, this is not very unique to us to have Minnesota trading up.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks it's going to happen.
It's not a secret anymore.
It almost makes too much sense to happen. There's no other reason for them to go and trade for the number 11, number 23 pick that early, other than to have ammunition to move up in the draft. That's what I think this is. They trade those 2 picks and next year's first for just 1.4. The reason I think that it costs they don't get as much back this time, because last time I had them getting a 4th round back. I think there ends up being, with Drake Maye falling, a little bit of a bidding war. I think Drake Maye might have more fans than Jayden Daniels. I think Drake Maye might have a bigger group of people bidding for his services, but I think with those 2 first-round picks, Minnesota outbids everyone. They trade up here, and with that pick in the 4th overall, the Minnesota Vikings will take Drake Maye to replace Kirk Cousins there in Minnesota. They get their new quarterback. I've seen player comps to him for Justin Herbert. I've also seen a player comp for him, Kirk Cousins. So it might be replacing him with a younger guy. Drake Maye in Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell. What do you think?
Well, it's a great setup. Obviously, Justin Jefferson, you have Addison, Hawkinson, whatever. That's a fantastic. I'm worried about if he can go in right away. So I'm not sure their depth would allow them maybe to sit back a game or 2, maybe 6 games, whatever. Yeah. It sounds like if they draft him, if this ends up being true, they're just going to throw him right in. And because that NFC North is already good as it is, so you're going to go right into the fire. I hope he's ready, but if he is, what a freaking setup that this kid has.
True.
I love the pick. I mean, the thing about, with Drake Maye, the concerns about him maybe lifting a team like the Commanders, he really thrived in college on, his guys getting that yak, So he's got players who can do that. He's got JJ, you've got Addison, you've got Hawkinson. Those guys can make the plays for you. And again, you have Sam Darnold in the room. You can sit him for a little bit, if that is. But I think, like Angel said, throw him in there right away. You got the pieces.
Yeah, if he's not,
can make plays for him. I love the pick.
Yeah, if he's not good with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison and T.J. Hawkinson, then I mean, maybe not right away, but yeah, you got to see if this guy's good right now.
Listen, Tony Stark made the first Iron Man suit in the cave with scraps.
Yeah,
and Kevin O'Connell made a playoff push with Joshua Dobbs.
Yeah.
And I think it's very similar. I think if he can do that with Joshua Dobbs, I think he can do a little bit more with a young, I think much more talented, much more natural gifts quarterback like Drake Maye.
Also, this would reset the whole NFC North. Would be just young guys and then Jared Goff. So it'd be nice for that whole division. Bunch of young guys, obviously Caleb Williams going there, Chicago. So this would be interesting if a bunch of new quarterbacks in the NFC. This is nice. The balance of AFC to NFC quarterbacks are slowly turning, it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, last year the AFC got the young quarterbacks, right? With Stroud, Richardson, and Levis. This year, so far, Caleb Williams going to the Bears, Daniels going to the Commanders, now Maye going to the Vikings. Now it's the NFC's turn.
Yeah.
Let's move on to this number 5 overall pick, and we have another trade. Whoa!
Uh-oh, we got a trade in the house.
Draft. Terrell, I'm going to let you. This is your trade, and I want you outline the trade. You do it. All I got to say is, holy shit.
Holy Santa Claus.
Holy Santa Claus. You're right.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bills this offseason, they've made some drastic moves. They got rid of Stephon Diggs. They moved him to the Houston Texans. the Bills GM, he's already said in the offseason, we're not done. It's expected the Bills are going to make a splash. I don't think you get rid of, again, I know he was crazy in the locker room, but I don't think you get rid of him without a legit plan. This is the plan for the Bills. They're going to trade up to the 5 pick. They're going to trade their first round pick. They're also their second round pick and next year's first to the Chargers. The Chargers they're going to need to move back. They're going to have to collect some pieces to build that. There are a lot of holes in the Chargers roster. So I've got the Bills moving up to the 5th pick in the draft, and they're taking their wide receiver, their golden goose, Marvin Harrison.
Good night.
Maserati Marvin.
So we have Marvin Harrison Jr. going to Buffalo.
Holy hell.
To pair up
Buffalo.
with Josh Allen, those boys up there.
Yep.
Restarting that rookie clock now. You got 5 years with Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
It might be a situation where you don't skip a beat. He's hitting the floor running as good as Stephon Diggs, maybe better.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and this is a high price, but for the prospect that Marvin Harrison Jr. is, every person, every insider, every scout raves about this guy. So it would be smart of them to get a nice rookie wideout on a rookie contract for 5 years. And if you're trying to win a championship with like Josh Allen, who's getting paid $50 million plus a year, you need someone like this who's not going to demand the big money for a long time, and you can use this Josh Allen window as best as you can now.
Yeah, I mean, I think weapons-wise, you feel nervous right now.
Yeah.
I would feel nervous.
Yeah.
I hope they're not trying to look at, I think you mentioned last time, the Chiefs and say, well, they did it with just
Kelsey.
Well, yeah, Kincaid isn't Kelsey. You can't expect him to turn into what Kelsey turned into in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Rashee Rice had an insane rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he had a really, really good rookie year. Like, you can't discount that as well. I think making this move is bold, but I think they got to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, for the coach to keep his job, they got to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
For Josh Allen to be mentioned in this era of football, he has to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
There's too many good quarterbacks. There's too many good teams. If you're not playing to win, you're not going to win in the AFC. It's not going to work. So
Yeah,
I mean,
it's for sure ballsy, but I mean,
ballsy.
If you end up in the draft with just Marvin Harrison Jr., you're like, okay, we did just fine. Like that's fantastic pick.
At the 6th pick, the New York Giants are selecting Angel.
They are selecting wide receiver Malik Nabers out of LSU. They've been in the hunt for a number 1 option, pass catching from tight end to wideout for about 4 years now. Malik Nabers sitting there. A little bit tempting for me to trade and move back. But I think at this point, you just want a guy who's good. And Nabers jumps off the page. Watch film. He's the most explosive wide receiver in this draft class. That includes Marvin Harrison Jr. This guy's probably the best wild they've had. Rick Wild they've had since, I'll say his name, OBJ.
Ooh.
He's fantastic. He's explosive. He ran a 4.3. He's everything that the Giants have wanted for the last 3 years. At the number 6 pick, they might move back, but if they just stay put, they can get a blue chip day 1 starter at number 6.
And with quarterback going 1, 2, 3, and 4, you also made the point earlier we were talking.
Yeah.
There's no quarterback to trade up for here.
No.
So the market has drastically died down, and maybe there's not the trade that they like anymore to trade back.
Yeah.
And Malik Nabers is sitting there, and people love this guy.
Yeah.
Like, they love him as a wide receiver 1 alpha dog day 1 guy.
And some people have him over Marvin Harrison Jr.
They sure do. I think a lot of that has to do with Harrison skipping out on the
'cause-
pre-draft festivities, but just to get in that same realm is very impressive as a prospect. I love Malik.
This is gonna be great, and to help Daniel Jones get as much talent as you could possibly get. And he's the most talented guy on the board right now.
I like it. Malik Nabers to the Giants. Let's move on to the 7th pick as the Tennessee Titans are up, and they will select Joe Alt, offensive tackle from Notre Dame. This is
Not that it's boring, but it's like the most logical.
it
pick.
makes too much sense not to do it. They're going
Yeah.
to pair him up with Peter Skoronski. Skoronski.
What a name, huh?
From last year on that left side. It's going to be dominant. They have those 2 running backs. They're going to run right behind them all season long. Those 2 guys are going to be the left tackle, left guard combo for the next 10, 15 years.
Yeah, and then you start to you want to like run the ball. You have to start from the ground up, and this is great. Now you have 2 first-round picks on the same side. Just run behind them all season. He's also a massive human. Starting behind him should be pretty easy. Yeah, this is a great pick. It's not boring. It's just a smart pick.
Terrell, what do you think? Boring or smart?
No, it's the smart pick. I mean, in the underrated pick, I feel, or pickup for the Titans pick of this offseason, Lloyd Cushenberry. That was a big pickup there for them at center. look, I think you got to have people to protect, Will Levis, and then he's going to be able to make the plays. I think it's a smart pick, safe pick. You take the best offensive lineman in the draft.
I like it. Okay, so Joe Alt goes to the Tennessee Titans. Terrell, you have pick number 8.
With the 8th pick in the NFL draft, the Atlanta Falcons take Dallas Turner off the edge from Alabama. Look, he's going to bolster up that defense. He is going to feast on those quarterbacks in the NFC South. I mean, especially most of them, pocket passers, and then Bryce Young took a beating anyways. Regardless, he can move, but he took a beating last year anyways. So he's gonna have a good time. Atlanta's gonna need some of that speed off of the edge. You're gonna need some of that power too as well. So I like him there with Atlanta. You got to take him there. Their offense is starting to build up. Raheem Morris he's gonna love having this guy on his defense.
I mean, to have what they have on offense already, I think you have to take someone a day one impact player if he's available on defense, and I think that's what Dallas Turner is. I think at the least he's a rotational pass rusher. Maybe he steps in day one as your starter.
Yeah, his selling point is that he's got all the physical tools you'd want your edge rusher to have. He's fast, he's big. He has long arms. He's a phenomenal athlete. And if they end up turning out to be a bunch of shootouts, that's when you just pin your ears back and just go. So this is a great pick. I'm interested to see him and Jared Verse when it happens in the draft. Which one gets picks first? Yeah, I'm a big Verse guy. So this is kind of interesting, but still, I think you can't go wrong with either guy. Great pick.
Dallas Turner goes to the Falcons there to play with Kirk Cousins and make their Super Bowl run in Atlanta. That sounds weird to say, right?
Yeah,
that's what they're doing. Angel number 9, you have it.
The Chicago Bears are selecting wide receiver Rome Odunze, Washington.
Wow.
Okay, so let's they just traded for Keon Allen. Keon Allen hasn't played 16 games in 4 years. Okay, he's 31 years old. You know why I say that voice? Because I see the Twitter comments and all that stuff.
And that's what their voice sounds like.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. Rome Odunze, his comp is literally Larry Fitzgerald coming out of college. He's a physical, he can play inside and out. He monster numbers last year, and I think if you set this kind of, if say next year Keon Allen walks, you still have a first round rookie talented wide right there waiting. You're not paying him big money for another 5 years. So I think when you're playing this game of rookie quarterback and a bunch of high paid assets, you want to let's get cheap where we can. And this guy's sitting there at 9. Maybe they get some calls about someone trying to move up, but like you said, I don't think anyone's moving up to 9 for Penix or for or for Bo Nix. This is a great pick. Also, it lets Caleb Williams just sit back and cook, dude. You have 3 wideouts, two tight ends, and a plethora of running backs. Yeah, so slam dunk pick. This is what they should do, and hopefully they do it.
Yeah, if Odunze goes to the Bears, he's their future at receiver.
Yeah.
I think Keon Allen's gone next year, or maybe back. But I think he starts to deteriorate now.
Yeah.
And kind of make big catches, big plays, more situational. But really, you're leaning on these younger horses to take you there. DJ Moore, I'm not sure how long he sticks around or chooses to stick around. He really liked Justin Fields. We know that he's never been a free agent. And so you obviously...
And he's older than you think.
He's probably 27, 28 now, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if DJ Moore sticks around. You are drafting Caleb Williams not just for this year.
Yeah.
Yes, you have stacked the deck in your favor this year. You're drafting to make a run the next 6 to 15 years, whatever that is.
Yep.
And you want someone to grow with them. Rome Odunze could be that guy. Terrell?
Yeah, brilliant pick. I like it. You got to take, like you said, build for the future there. And plus, I mean, I think... you're going to have to make some noise now. If you're the Bears, you want to build up get the fan base excited. Talking about building a new stadium too as well. So
right, yeah.
Let's get him excited. Bring in a receiver who can build for the future.
Yeah. What's more exciting if this were to happen than on the front page in Chicago Times? It's Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze holding their jerseys up, man. That's how you sell tickets. That's how you build hype.
It's quite the press conference.
That's how you do it. Dude.
Gabe. At what point are the Packers running out of cornerbacks to guard all these dogs?
We'll be just fine.
I cannot wait for the
just fine.
Bears-Packers week.
Yeah,
that is going to be fantastic.
Game of the week. It doesn't matter who else is playing who else. It's Packers-Bears.
I'll probably be at that game. Like, no lie. I'll probably be in Green Bay for that game.
We'll get boots on the ground then.
Boots on the ground. Gabe live reporting.
Yeah.
From Green Bay. Now you're an owner. Do they give you some kind of backstage pass entrance?
No. Nothing.
Stinking goon.
What an honor to be an owner then.
I got good.
Goon just got goonted. Like no swag, no nothing.
Dang, goonting our very own producer, Gabe Tovar.
They
Whatever.
do send me a letter like once a year to go to the.
Oh, wow.
Send me a letter.
Look at that.
What a nice guy.
I'm always invited to the little luncheons they have, but it's 2,000 plus miles away. I can't make it.
Come on, goon, fly him out, dude.
Dang it. Let's move ahead here to let's wrap up this top 10. And at the number 10 pick, the New York Jets select Brock Bowers, tight end out of Georgia.
Like that.
Brock Bowers goes to number 10, goes to play with Aaron Rodgers. They don't have really a impact player at tight end.
Yeah.
Have had him for a couple years now.
Yeah.
I think you made a brilliant point, and I'm going to make it because I
do
think
it,
it's a great point.
Yeah.
It's much easier if they draft a receiver here. It's much easier, and we're seeing this across the league, to keep a receiver and a tight end together because of the money than two young receivers.
Yeah.
We're seeing this with the Higgins and Jamar Chase thing, and I think if you get a what's supposed to be an all-world tight end and a receiver like Garrett Williams, you're more likely to keep them together for the long haul for whoever comes after Aaron Rodgers and during this run with Aaron Rodgers. That's the weapon they choose for him right now. Brock Bowers to the Jets.
Yeah, I think, and then you start to build a nice trio where you have Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, and Brock Bowers. Once Aaron Rodgers leaves, whenever that is, so whoever's next has a great setup there. So you're kind of building for the future, but also he's an impact player now.
Yeah.
Fantastic pick.
Terrell?
I'm going to disagree here. I think you got to go.
Son of a bitch.
Dude, get off the show, dude.
I think you got to go. I think you got to go offensive line here if you're the Jets.
yeah.
And you've seen. I mean, you already saw it within the first 4 plays of the season. You know, Aaron Rodgers, having to run for his life and get injured. So
Right.
with tight end 2 in the first round, it's hit and miss throughout the years. I mean, you got to look at the tight ends who've been drafted in the first round over the last 10 years. I mean, you got Kyle Pitts, T.J. Hawkinson, who's been a good player in the league. Then you have for the Broncos Noah Fant.
We don't
We don't even want to talk about him. Hayden Hurst, O.J. Howard, Evan Ingram, Njoku had a Pro Bowl level season. Then you have Eric Ebron, Tyler Eifert. So I mean, those are some of the players.
Eric Ebron.
Who's gone at tight end exactly. So
I threw Eric Ebron at me.
yeah,
Real Tyler Eifert.
so
Yeah, there are a lot of misses.
yeah, there's a lot of misses at tight end.
But
in the
if
first
you're
round.
gonna do that, there's a lot of misses at quarterback, a lot of misses at wideout. I think the best player on the board, and that's Brock Bowers by a mile.
So we got to wrap this one up because we're up against the clock. But I'll just say before I put a bow on this pick, that is the choice: tackle or tight end. That's the one I was wrestling with. Yeah. They did sign Tyron Smith, and they traded for Morgan Moses. I don't know if I would trust in Tyron Smith for the long term. Tackle's not a bad pick, but that's a choice they have to make. We're going to take a quick break. That's the top 10. We'll get started with that number 11 pick. Be right back. Join us on April 25th for the 2024 Bench Draft Party. Free to join, live streamed on YouTube. We'll be reacting to every first-round pick, releasing exclusive content, and giving away new merch. Subscribe to the Bench Podcast on YouTube and turn on the notifications, and we will see you April 25th for the first round of the NFL Draft. Okay, so that wraps up our top 10. I think it's a sexy top 10, as someone once said. Let's do a little recap here. Caleb Williams, number 1. Okay, we are. Yeah, that's gonna happen. Jayden Daniels to Washington, the first little curveball we saw from last mock draft. Jayden Daniels instead of Drake Maye. Then JJ McCarthy. New England takes him instead of Marvin Harrison. That's Angels pick.
Yeah.
That's not. I can't. That just. I think that caught me by surprise because you've been so hardcore Marvin Harrison to the Patriots.
Yeah, I have. But as an outsider, you want to see him have some hope there.
Then we see a trade, Minnesota moving up for Drake Maye, Marvin Harrison. Then the big trade. Now this would just
shake the world.
This
dude.
would shockwaves through. I mean, Buffalo is so excited once again.
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison coming to town. That'd be really, really fun. Malik Nabers then goes to the Giants. Underrated move. If that happens back to back. Not enough people are going to talk about Malik Nabers to the Giants. Also a huge move, but just Buffalo getting Harrison would be nuts. Joe, Tennessee, no one's going to talk about that.
No.
Dallas Turner to Atlanta, Rome Odunze there to Chicago, and then, of course, Brock Bowers to the Jets. I like that top 10. That's a fun one.
Yeah, and also in this mock, all these linemen, it's supposed to be a D line, they're getting pushed back. These people in the teens about to be gifted a top 10 talent just because quarterbacks all went those 4 in the first 4.
Terrell, favorite pick, least favorite pick?
Oh, my favorite pick, It's actually my number 2. It's the number 2 pick in the draft, Jayden Daniels.
You're on the pick, huh?
Yeah. Even though I have the big splash with Marvin Harrison, my favorite pick. I'm already seeing the shades of RG3 in Washington.
Wow.
That's what's gonna be. So that's my favorite pick. Least favorite pick. It's the one we just talked about with Brock Bowers to the Jets. I think you got to go with tackle there.
You're not alone in thinking that. Yeah. Angel.
My favorite pick, Joe Alt.
Really?
I love Joe Alt, and
Spoiler, that's my least favorite pick.
he's getting overlooked because he's the most boring prospect in this draft.
Who's
in top 10.
Joe Thomas?
Yeah.
He's gonna be like Joe Thomas.
Yeah, like he's boring, but he's good. And I think the Titans haven't had a guy like this since Taylor Lewan about 3-4 years ago. Least favorite, obviously, not a big Drake Maye guy. I don't like people trading their whole first round future for him.
Yeah.
But we'll see. You know.
My favorite is the Marvin Harrison trade. I think that would be so much fun.
Yeah.
Josh Allen owners would leap for joy that he gets a wide receiver 1 again.
Yeah.
Also, Marvin Harrison flies up every single fantasy draft board.
Oh, yeah.
With Josh Allen as his quarterback and him the clear number 1. My least favorite is going to be Joe Alt just because it's boring. But it's responsible.
Yep.
It's what a grown-up would do, and damn it, we're grown-ups.
Yep,
sometimes.
Let's
forge ahead here to the 11th pick. Terrion, you have that.
With the 11th pick in the NFL draft, the Arizona Cardinals are taking Jared Verse. This is your guy here.
I love
Angel.
Jared Verse.
I mean, I like him too. I mean, he's going to be good for there we go.
Oh, guys, that's not appropriate.
That's canceled.
No. I went to a FSU bar this year, and everyone was doing it in the bar, and that was this year. So
I don't know what happens at bars is the standard for what's get
No,
canceled
it was
or
an
not.
FSU bar. It was an FSU bar.
Okay, so it's a college bar, so it's even less.
No. Shout out to that bar. I don't know the name of it. But
Shout out to that bar. I don't know the name of. Terrell, finish your pick. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I. That's like I have a black friend.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
No. I like Jared Verse to the Cardinals. He's gonna be he's an easy pick. He's like the Joe Alt pick. You take him. He's the best edge rusher. Next to best available. So I think you take him there with the Cardinals. He'll bolster that defense. He'll be a good cornerstone piece for them going forward in the future.
Yeah. So they stay put here. They at 11 after trading back from that number 4 overall pick, and they used the first one for a pass rusher. I think it's responsible. I think in a roster where it's just not a lot of talent on this roster. I think maybe picking a number 1 receiver here when those 3 guys are gone wouldn't be responsible either. I think you take someone who's is going to be a starter or has a good chance to be a starter. No one knows anything in this draft, but for a while, I think it's a good pick. I think it's a solid pick.
Yeah, and this is a deep wideout class. So in the second, third round, you could still find a number 1 wideout, and you got the best player on the board with a bunch of future assets. Yeah, this is a fantastic spot.
They also are definitely not done in this first round. They have 2 more picks. So
yes,
we'll see how that goes. Yeah. Angel, you have the next pick, and that is your Denver Broncos.
The Denver Broncos are selecting Michael Penix Jr., quarterback, Washington.
Oh, yeah, big
Penix
energy.
Big Penix energy. Big arm, accurate, and tools. He has such a wide range of outcomes. But I think Sean Payton's going to look at this guy and think, if I could just hone this guy in, get him to play my offense, which is ground and pound, play action, short to like intermediate throws. I think Sean Payton can craft this guy into a decent rookie star this year, and who knows after that. Penix played a long time, a lot of film on him, but there's a reason why he's getting picked in the first round. Washington had one of the better offenses in the league. There's a bunch of first-round picks coming from Washington this year.
Yeah.
I think Sean Payton sits there and looks at Bo Nix, a little bit older. Yeah, these guys are a little bit older, but I think that doesn't outweigh the need and the embarrassment that it was the Russell Wilson saga and the whole drama behind that. The only way to move past that is to start with someone new, and they do it with Michael Penix Jr.
Listen, Michael Penix has a cannon. Like
a rocket.
This guy has just a very, very strong arm. Left-handed quarterbacks. I feel like since Michael Vick, you haven't really seen a left-handed strong arm quarterback. Yeah. So it'd be cool to see. We hope to see that. And also, I just think I know even me, like I've been guilty of, wow, he's played a long time in college. What does that mean? Well, he's had a lot of time to take a lot of reps, learn how to read defenses, which is now a strength of his.
Yeah.
How to read defense, how to read safeties, how to look off safeties and read linebackers, how to recognize blitz coverages and make the calls to the line. Like, he's had a lot of practice in that, as opposed to maybe getting drafted a year ago and taking third string reps, like a snap every 45 minutes in practice. Like, he's had a lot of reps and he's developed as a young quarterback should. Maybe he's just had a lot of time to turn into a good quarterback. Terrell?
Yeah, I like the pick. He's a Sean Payton guy. I feel like he's accurate. That's Sean Payton's offense on time and on rhythm. He's an accurate quarterback. What I would like to see, though, Sean Payton has said he's not out on bringing guys who may have played in this league. And there was a quarterback.
I have no idea where you're going with this.
He's just gonna dump on my pick. Go ahead.
No. I like this. There's a quarterback out there who's a little older, who has.
I have no idea.
I know exactly who he's talking about.
Can't miss Carson's already taken.
Older quarterback who has played in this league, and go back a couple years ago to Miami. Who was supposed to join Sean Payton, and Miami got in trouble.
Stop.
I'm just saying. I'm throwing this out there. Tom Brady has not officially become an owner of the Raiders yet.
And we just found out how much he likes Michael Penix Jr.
Tom Brady coming in, mentoring Penix for 1 year, and then him taking over. That's my hot bold take.
Bronco
I'm
fan.
throwing that out there, but I do like the Penix pick.
In a surprise move, the Broncos land Brady and Penix
I like
at
it.
number 12.
Throwing it out there.
Stealing the draft.
Incredible
I like
GMing. But no, I mean,
like it.
listen, Brady just said, door's not closed.
Yeah.
Like, he said the door's not
Thank
closed.
you. Doors are closed.
Like, who knows, man?
And one of his teams, like, he was going to play with Sean Payton down there in Miami. It didn't work out, and then they all got busted. But yeah, I mean, anything can happen. We just saw Marvin Harrison Jr. get traded. We get up 2 first-round picks for one guy. So yeah, if that happens, that'd be great. But I don't know.
Look, when I'm on the show, you're gonna get some crazy.
Hey, listen, I think it's a fun idea. I don't think it's a great career idea to join the same division as Patrick Mahomes, like when you're 47 or however old he is now. But who knows, man? Amazon is like, please, are you ever going to join our team?
Or no, Fox.
Fox is like, are you ever going to actually?
Greg Olsen just sitting waiting.
Greg Olsen's like, you should go, bro.
You should go, dude.
You got a lot in the tank, bro.
You still got it, dude. You're the GOAT.
And Michael Penix is like, damn.
Penix is like, can I ever start, dude? It's been 5 years and playing in college ball.
He's gonna get his first pro snap when he's like 30. He's I don't know. But Michael Penix is the actual pick.
Yeah.
They then bring on Tom Brady.
I love
Tom
it.
Brady. Wow.
But in the case that doesn't happen,
What a night for Denver.
We gotta do something crazy in Denver.
I don't.
Oh,
man,
so far Terrell has Marvin Harrison to the Bills, Tom Brady to the Broncos.
True
This is
agent
why I
of
have you
chaos.
here, bro.
Okay.
I love it. Let's move on here to pick number 13. I have the Las Vegas Raiders, and they take tackle Taliese Fuaga out of Oregon State. This man.
Athlete.
Yeah, watching this guy move is just, if you like offensive line play, and I know it's not always fun for people to watch this guy move, and it's just, how do humans that size move that way?
Just dancing bear.
He can play all over the line, literally any position you want, but he definitely can play tackle. He reminds me of Elijah Vera Tucker that plays for the Jets, who has played everywhere on that line.
Yep.
I think the Raiders taking him immediately plug a hole there for them at tackle,
right
and,
side.
starts from day one. I think Antonio Pierce wants to play a tough brand of football.
Yeah.
I think they're going to run the ball a lot. I think they might stick with homeboy, the running back,
Zamir White.
Zamir White.
Yeah.
I think they might like his running style.
He runs hard.
Like, he's just a hard running, almost like a Gus Edwards type.
Yeah, sure.
Just like a lunch pail and, just go.
Yeah.
So they might like that to play that kind of football, you got to have a stacked offensive line, which they do not have now. So they use their first round pick on a very physically talented offensive tackle.
Yeah, now you get your bookend tackles, obviously. You have Colton Miller, UCLA product.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, and then you have Fuaga. Now, that's a fantastic. That's how you build any offense. You start from the ground up. And if Antonio Pierce doesn't like Bo Nix, that's who I thought you were going to put here. But if he doesn't like him, you still have Minshew, who was very good last year, who can be a stopgap, kind of see what happens this year.
He seems like a guy who's like going to make a run with the Raiders.
Yeah, it's just if they make this pick, they're obviously believing in him. But I think this is a great pick, and Fuaga is going to be a monster out there. And it's obviously the AFC West, and all the help you can get out there. So great pick.
Terrell, I will kick it to you for the 14th pick. It's your pick. Go ahead.
With the 14th pick, the New Orleans Saints take Troy Fautanu, tackle out of Washington. Look, it's a good pick. It's a safe pick for the Saints, taking their offensive tackle. Like Angel said, those quarterbacks taken earlier, you're gonna have it's a deep offensive line class. This is the guy you got to take here next. He's the best available offensive lineman for the Saints. I like the pick there.
Yeah, and the Saints tackle position is looking pretty bleak. Ramczyk might not even play next year. Penning's been a bust. There's no, and then Andres Pete. I don't think they even signed him back. So yeah, this is a need, and it because of how the board fell. This is a great value pick too.
Yeah, ESPN Big Board has Fautanu as their number 2 tackle. So they would not like my Fuaga pick. Yeah. They have Fuaga several spots lower than him. This is their number 2 tackle in the draft. He right now is an elite pass protector in the NFL. Right now, day one, he's that guy. Just the athleticism, the technical skills, the balance, the speed. He has it all to step into the league right now and be a
day one starter,
top tier tackle.
Yeah.
Let's move ahead here. I have the Indianapolis Colts. Sorry, I do. Angel, you have the Indianapolis Colts.
And the Colts, in the 15th pick, select Quinyon Mitchell, cornerback Toledo. My favorite corner in the back in the draft, I think, goes to a place where there's already a good defense. Kenny Moore is a nickel corner. You put him outside, and you're like set. This defense is very, very underrated, and it kind of fits their mold of underrated guys who aren't, you can't even name all the starting D line for the Colts. So they kind of fits this mold. He didn't play the greatest competition, obviously, but watch film, watch Senior Bowl. He just dominates. He's physical. He can cover. He just kind of like the sleeper pick, the sleeper safe pick in like this whole draft because he's so good. He's talented. He's played for a bad school, but was productive there. So yeah, I think the Colts slam dunk pick here if he were able to land there.
Quinyon Mitchell is, we said this last show, the poster child for players taking advantage of the pre-draft process.
Yep.
Someone who is projected as more of a second-round pick has just been flying up since the Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
He ran a 4.3 40. He's fast. He's physical. He's big enough. 6 foot, 195. That's a good size corner. Coming from a small school, I think those are all the questions you want answered. Is he athletic enough? And is he big enough? Can he hold up? He held up in the Senior Bowl. He held up in the combine. I think he comes in and he is their cornerback one of the future. They kept Kenny Moore, I believe, right?
Yeah, yep.
And that's a makings of a nice secondary there.
Yeah, exactly.
Terrell, Colts, Quinyon Mitchell. I mean, let's talk a little Colts. What are they?
They're just like buried in the top heavy star driven AFC. Like they don't. Richardson not playing last year really just put a downer on their whole upside because you're like, well, we didn't see this guy play. It's basically all on Anthony Richardson. It sucks to put it on one guy, but quarterback. This is a quarterback driven league, and the AFC's top heavy with them. It's all on this guy. That's why we're not talking about them because we haven't seen him play in forever.
Okay, let's move ahead here to the 16th pick. I have the Seattle Seahawks, and with the 16th overall pick, the Seattle Seahawks take JC Latham, offensive tackle out of Alabama. Now they have a tackle, Abraham Lucas, that has played well in the past, except last year played very poorly. They have Mike McDonald coming to town from the Ravens. The Ravens have been known for running the football, establishing the run, playing fantastic defense. I think that's the philosophy that Mike McDonald brings to Seattle. I think he is starting to build that defense. They have some pieces. They have a hole at the tackle. He has no allegiance to players from before, especially iffy tackles. I think he wants to solidify that. Not to mention, Abraham Thomas also had knee surgery this offseason. They signed George Fant. They obviously see a need at tackle. I think they take JC Latham, who is enormous.
Yeah.
I think 6'6", north of 340.
And he plays like it. He's a big physical tackle. Yeah.
Huge. A mauler.
Yeah, maybe Lucas, maybe you flip him over to left guard, see if it works out there. I think there's a spot for him. But yeah, I think last year struggled so much, and like you said, they're not tied to this guy, I think, because they didn't draft him. That was the Pete Carroll regime. So yeah, this is a great pick.
6'6", 342 is what he's listed at.
Big fella.
A big boy. Big boy. Terrell, you have the next pick. Take it away.
With the 17th pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars take my favorite corner here in this draft, Cooper DeJean. I like him. I like him. Playing in that secondary with Jacksonville. Look, I'm not a huge even Ronald Darby fan. So I like him coming in eventually. Sliding up in there. and then taking over, potentially as their number one corner.
Yeah.
He can, he's a good slot corner too as well. So I think he'll do well, in that division. So he's a speedy guy. He can play multiple positions too in the secondary. So, I mean, he's someone that later in, his career, mid-career, maybe even move around to like safety. So he's
Let's just do the elephant in the room here.
Is he cornerbacky enough?
Yeah.
He's white.
Yeah, he's white.
And it's gonna be really funny to watch the different draft shows.
Yeah.
Dance around the fact that he's white
Yeah.
and try not to make that a thing.
As if he didn't run a 4.4 at his pro day. If he's
Yeah.
not productive on the field.
I already watched a couple mock drafts where like, well, he might be a safety right from the back. Like, okay, well, why are you saying that?
Why?
Probably because he's white.
Yeah. I don't.
Listen, he's played cornerback. He's played it really well. Can he play safety? Probably. He's a really, really good athlete. But he has instincts and he's made plays. He's been productive as a safety as a cornerback in Division I football. I think you give him every shot.
Yeah.
To play cornerback. 6'1", 203. He's a big boy.
Yeah, and Darby's not going to hold down.
Darby sucks.
Yeah, so like he'll probably end up in training camp being
They're
a training
gonna
camp
need him.
battle. Yeah, but they might need this guy because the Jaguars want to make a run here.
Like, Darby, you go play safety.
Darby, play anywhere else but cornerback. No, and this is it's a good pick, but I really do think what's holding him back is that he's not is that he's a white guy. I don't know why that's such a huge thing to
let's
to
talk
people's
about it.
minds.
If he's black, is he a top 15 guy?
Yes, but it's just
Like he's been productive.
It's and it's gonna be funny. Every draft just avoids the whole conversation. That's why they mock him down low. I've seen him even second round sometimes. Like, why this guy's productive? I don't know why you're hating on him.
Listen, GMs get fired for being the first people to do something and failing at it.
Yeah.
No one wants to be the first person to do something.
Yeah.
And so even with something like this, no one wants to be the first guy to draft a top 15 white cornerback and fail at it. You look that much worse, I guess, to your peers. Terrell, you're black. What do you think?
I'm tired of the white man being held down. Like,
That's gonna be a real.
I can't.
What a lie.
holding
So
back
glad
our
we recorded
country.
that.
That's going to be
For
on the
years.
wall at
No,
some point.
yeah,
We're gonna put that on the wall right behind
This is
you.
what's wrong with this. What's wrong with America?
The white man just kind of
Just
no
being
breaks.
held
dude.
down. Damn. The patriarchy.
Oh, my God.
Patriarchy, dude.
No. Look, I mean,
funny.
is he the Christian McCaffrey of cornerbacks? I mean, like,
Yeah. Chris
you know,
McCaffrey is the best running back in the game.
Yeah, he's the best. He's white too.
And he's-
as
yeah,
well.
he's
So,
also
I mean,
white.
Big but talented.
Other great white people who play positions they shouldn't be. You think of anyone else?
White people.
Mike Allstott, great white running back.
Like Allstott was a lot of fun.
But
Hillis that 1
he
year.
ran like a white guy.
Peyton Hillis.
Peyton Hills.
Yeah.
For that 1 year.
Also ran like a white guy.
Also ran a white guy.
Anyone else?
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp. I like that. Gabe, your boy. Jordy
Jordy
Nelson.
Nelson.
Jordy Nelson.
Ed McCaffrey, Eric Decker.
Yes,
Some
Ed McCaffrey was a
Broncos.
real trailblazer.
Ed McCaffrey is a Super Bowl winning wide receiver. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember, I must have been a racist little kid because I remember as a little kid thinking, like, he looks like a great tight end.
What tight end that guy is.
87, right?
Yeah.
87.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back from the racism and go back to the draft. Are we on pick
man.
18?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
18.
Yeah,
Angel,
18.
that's you. Go ahead.
With pick 18, the Cincinnati Bengals are selecting Brian Thomas Jr., wide receiver, LSU.
Oh, let's go. Okay, good. Explain yourself.
We don't know what the hell's going on with T. Higgins. Brian Thomas Jr. is sitting there. They already did the thing where they have three wideouts. Jamar Chase hasn't been very, very healthy. Higgins has been in and out too, and he's just sitting there. And next year, if you let T. Higgins walk, you have a first round talented wideout sitting there. His comp is T. Higgins. He's 6'3", 205, but he ran a 4.3.
Yeah.
Long strider, 17 touchdowns last year. He'll fall to the. I know they have a lot of like other needs, but I think the talent and the need and now let's give him a little bit of leeway. Like, hey, if we get a Godfather offer for Higgins from some desperate team, let's just do it. We just drafted Brian Thomas Jr. So this is my pick, and this would shake the draft because then everyone would be calling the Bengals like, what are you going to do with T. Higgins? You want to move up? And they could, play a little bit. They could play a little more hardball with it.
I think the writing's like clearly on the wall here.
Yeah.
I think T. Higgins is going to play this year and then he's gone. They don't want to pay him, but they also don't want to trade him away. Why? We're going to have you one more year, and if they're okay losing him for nothing, fine. But if they are going to make a Super Bowl run this year, why not keep him? One more year, let him walk. You have his replacement here. Mm-hmm. But for a year, you get Brian Thomas Jr., T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase. And God forbid anything happens to Jamar Chase that could be like long-term threatening. Then, okay, Higgins, whatever you want.
Yeah.
We'll pay you right now.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to go with all three of these guys, and I think that'd be really, really fun for Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know. Whoa. Sheesh. Dang it. Can't say the wrong
It's
black
because
guys.
they're both
We all look the same.
Yeah.
What's funny is I couldn't think of two black guys who look more different. You guys. Terrell. Joe Burrow lands these three horses at receiver. Where are they at in the AFC as far as ranking?
Oh, I mean, you got to put them up there. I mean, I've already had them up. I have the Bengals up there, making another splash again. We've seen Joe Burrow coming back from injuries. He lights it up. So
yeah.
I like him again. Another LSU pumps out receivers. He gets to line up alongside another LSU baller in Jamar Chase. So I mean, look, you saw what he did with Boyd, with Higgins, with Chase. So I mean, you get a player who I think is better than Boyd, and a comp of T. Higgins.
Yeah.
They're going to be scary.
Yeah, and then to keep up with this AFC, we just saw in this draft, the Bills go get Marvin Harrison Jr. and the AFC's all stacked. You got to find out where you're going to go, and if the Bengals say no, we're not going to sit back and we're not going to just let it happen to us. We're going to attack this area where it's a little bit it's kind of horrible. It's kind of a shit show, the T. Higgins drama. So this will kind of solidify. If you if you walk, we still have a backup plan. We're not going to end up empty-handed.
Let's move ahead here to the 19th pick, and we have our third trade of the first round. With this 19th pick, there's going to be a trade here. The Rams are going to trade back to my Philadelphia Eagles. They're going to jump up to this 19th pick and pay next year's second to do so, as well as their 23 overall. So they're going to move up 4 spots for the cost of next year's second. And with the 19th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles are going to take Terrion Arnold, who has kind of quietly fell in the draft here because of some different people being taken early. Now Terrion Arnold goes at 19, which is one of the later spots I've seen him go. The Eagles got massacred at cornerback last year. Yeah. Like, they were really bad. I think they finally get a young, top-end talent at cornerback in the room. I think they're elated to have Terrion Arnold. I think this means James Bradbury is gone, cut right away.
Yeah.
We're okay with losing Darius Slay if he doesn't play well, or if he acts up, whatever happens. We have some insurance here to go along with the other guys in the room. I love Terrion Arnold to the Eagles here. Last time I picked Cooper DeJean because I like him on the Eagles, but if he's gone, Terrion Arnold's there. Shoo-in.
Yeah, it's just it's a position of need. Like, you saw them last year, they got tore up. And this is it's one of the better corners in the draft. He fell, for other reasons. But yeah, if they were to land him here and only had to move up 4 spots and only give up 4 spots and next year's second to get a starter who could potentially be the long term guy, yeah, absolutely do it. And how he usually cooks during the NFL draft, this is when he kind of makes is where he makes his money.
Not afraid to make some moves.
So this makes sense.
Terrell's number 20 Pittsburgh Steelers. You got it.
With the 20th pick in the NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers take out of Alabama tackle Amarius Mims. I like them. I like the Steelers, again, bolstering their offensive line. I don't think he comes in right away and is the starter, but I think he's a good rotational piece. The Steelers, they build up their offensive line. They're going to run the ball. Do everything they can to protect Russell Wilson or Justin Fields, whoever they decide to go with.
Yeah.
So I like that. It's a good safe pick. Someone who can, I think would be a rotational piece for them.
Yeah. Georgia just makes them big. This is how they make their players.
It's different down there.
6'8", 340 pounds. Amarius Mims started just 8 games at right tackle last year in Georgia. The tape was up and down, but he is a physical freak. When you said the size, that did not keep him from being very, very impressive in agility drills, in speed drill. This guy is a mountain of a man, but an incredible athlete, which just seems to come out of Georgia every year. Amarius Mims to the Steelers. I like the fit.
And now they're trying to put a couple first-round picks on that that O-line. Good for them.
Broderick Jones last year, Amarius Mims this year. I like it a lot. Let's take a quick break, one more break, and then we're going to finish up this draft. Be right back. This segment is brought to you by Dad Gang Hats. Dad Gang makes the highest quality hats in the apparel industry because they use premium materials, pay close attention to detail, and prioritize durability and comfort. With so many styles, colors, and designs, they absolutely have the right hat for you and the dad in your life. Use code BENCHED76826. That's BENCHD 76826 for 15% off your first purchase. Shop Dad Gang Hats, quality hats for quality dads. Okay, we are back here with our mock draft 2.0. So far, so good. It's been kind of crazy so far. A crazy top 10. Been fun through the 20s. Now we are jumping into the 20s at number 21. Angel, you have it.
And the Dolphins are selecting defensive tackle Byron Murphy, Texas. This is an area of need. The best player at this spot here plugs in right away. They just lost Christian Wilkins. He's a day one starter. It's kind of a simple pick. They lost a big piece, and this guy just sitting there at 21. I know they could have gone pass rusher, but I think Chubb and Jalen Phillips are decent for now.
Yeah.
They could have gone O-line, but I think the bigger need is that they have no interior presence at all defensively. So him falling there, it's just a perfect landing spot.
Byron Murphy, 6'1", just under 300 pounds,
Yeah.
but yet makes his money stopping the run.
Yeah.
That's what he's known for, holding the point of attack, moving off blocks. That's what he makes his money as. I like him going to Dolphins and playing that role.
Yeah.
Just stopping up that middle, letting the guys on the edge do their work. Byron Murphy to replace Christian Wilkins.
Yeah.
Let's move on here to pick number 22. I have it. And with the 22nd overall pick, the LA Rams take Laiatu Latu edge out of UCLA.
Woo.
What's fun about this is that last draft, I had him taking Latu 4 picks earlier. So they trade back, still get the guy I think they're going to get. Hometown guy, stays in LA, and is an elite pass rusher for a team with young defensive linemen already. I think he adds to that group, and they start to form something that kind of looks like what the Jets have.
Yeah, I think this is a value pick too because you move back 4, and I think you would have taken him obviously at number 19.
Yeah.
Take him here, you gain a second round pick next year, and you get the best pass rusher at this time. I think it's a home run pick, and obviously Aaron Donald gone. You have to make up that production somewhere else, and I think Latu, if it wasn't for his injuries, he'd be top 15, top 10 even. But a little bit of injuries have piled up now. But this is a great value pick in the Rams. Obviously, this is GMing 101. Also, fun fact: this is the first round pick that their head coach has ever made.
Oh, Sean McVay?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean?
Like, he's never made a first round pick until this first round pick. He's traded every first round pick since he got there.
Gotcha. The one that they actually held on to and made.
Yeah, he's always traded him away.
Nice little nugget, Angel.
So on Twitter.
too
Thank you
soon.
to that random Twitter guy.
Nice nuggets, Angel.
Never mind.
At number 11, the Cardinals took. Too
sorry.
early. The Cardinals. No, you're right. The Cardinals took Jared Verse with the first round pick at number 11. Terrell made that pick. Terrell, you also have this pick, number 23.
With the 23rd pick for the Arizona Cardinals, I have him going at wide receiver with Adonai Mitchell out of Texas. Now he is
came to play.
He's a question mark for me, but I like him. I like taking those risks here in the first round. If you're the Cardinals, he can be your Anquan Bolden type of player for you, but he also has the potential to be like a Chase Claypool type of player too as well. So I think he's a risk, but I think he has a good upside.
Yeah, I think he's a down the field playmaker, which is what this team needs. Also gives them a little bit of a little breathing room, so you don't go into next year with just Michael Wilson as as your one. He gives you a little bit of playmaking ability.
I like that you brought up Michael Wilson. I feel like not a lot of people are talking about him. He's a very good player. I think he's going to get a real opportunity this year. Last year, really didn't get that with Hollywood Brown and then questionable play at quarterback. I think Kyler was kind of taking his time to come fully back. I think Michael Wilson has a bigger year than most people are talking about, and I think Adonai Mitchell is a great compliment to him. Adonai Mitchell's known for getting down the field, ran a 4.3 40, 6'2", 205, a big guy, ran down the field, very Gabe Davis-like, but maybe better, maybe a little more smooth. I love Adonai Mitchell here. I like that the Cardinals get a receiver for Kyler Murray. Listen, you have Kyler Murray, you need to make moves. You can't really sit back too long.
Yeah.
Your quarterback's just getting older.
Yeah, exactly.
The asset's just appreciating. I like them putting a weapon around him. Angel, you have the Dallas Cowboys at number 24. Go ahead.
And the Cowboys in the 2024 NFL Draft select Jackson Powers Johnson, center, Oregon.
Damn it.
If it wasn't for Joe Alt, he'd be my favorite player in the draft. I don't know why these linemen are so great. The Cowboys, if he falls to the Cowboys here, they're going to sprint. Well, Jerry Jones can't sprint. He's going to fax that thing right away. This is the best.
He's going to send his servants running so fast.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this guy is a day one starter. Lock it down.
A white guy.
Like,
Let me clarify that.
oh yeah.
Maybe Cooper DeJean. Go ahead.
6'3", 330, a powerful run blocking, tone setting center.
Yeah.
This team just lost a bunch of linemen this year. I think this kind of
Yep.
makes them reset that. Him, and they have Tyler Smith, a nice young core now. This is a slam dunk pick and might be the steal of the first round because because he's a center. But Jason Kelce, look how much a center can help your whole team out. Jason Kelce being the prime example. I'm not saying he's Jason Kelce. I'm
Not if he
saying
goes
he's
to
a
the Cowboys.
very impactful player,
Yeah.
slam dunk pick.
Listen, the Cowboys are weird about paying receivers and running backs and quarterbacks, but they pay offensive linemen.
They will pay
It's
them.
a good place to go if you're offensive lineman. They obviously have shown they can develop offensive
Yeah.
linemen.
Oh, yeah.
They always have a good line. They always are. You think of Tyler Smith and where he started and where he is now.
Yep.
And the long line. You could go on and on with linemen with the Cowboys. I think it's a great pick. I've also seen reports that they love him inside the building.
Yeah.
As an Eagle fan, I cringe when I see this because I know he's a great player,
Yeah.
but a great fit in Dallas nonetheless. Jackson Powers Johnson to the Cowboys. I have the Green Bay Packers next. And with the 25th overall pick in the NFL draft, the Green Bay Packers take Ennis Rakestraw, cornerback out of Missouri. Now, last time I had them taking Nate Wiggins.
Yeah.
Nate Wiggins, 172 pounds, can play man, but not so much.
Yeah.
I like Ennis Rakestraw because he's more of the playmaker. I think of Jair Alexander when I think of aggressive cornerbacks who like to go make plays, who are going to talk a lot of trash, who are going to be that alpha dog cornerback one type mentality.
Yeah.
That's this guy. That's him. He is that dog at cornerback. I like his fit maybe a little better in Green Bay. This is my number one need for Green Bay. I do like tackle here too still. I know they have homeboy already at tackle, but I think a tackle here is also a good pick. But with the tackles kind of drying up a little bit, I think they go Rakestraw, and he's starting mid-season at least.
Yeah, and like we said last show, this fits their their MO. The
What they
Packers
do.
love to
Yeah.
throw darts at these first round corners, hoping for one. And if you keep doing it, you're gonna hit one of them, and maybe this is the next guy.
And props to them, they usually hit.
Yeah, they usually hit.
If they
and
hit
there's-
cornerback, usually good.
yeah, so yeah, this is a great pick and great value too. This is as Green Bay Packer a pick as you can get besides a lineman.
Right.
Yeah.
Terrell, you have the next pick. Go ahead.
With the 26th pick in the draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers take Chop Robinson out of Penn State. I like this. I like this guy. He's he's going to be a beast for the Buccaneers.
Oh, yes.
They're definitely going to need to replenish their defense, and so him coming off the edge, he's going to be scary. The NFC South picking up some scary edge rushers here in this draft. So I like Chop Robinson. To the
Yeah,
Bucs.
and obviously Shaq Barrett gone now. They have a need there. Chop Robinson is the prototype pass rusher. He just hasn't had the production that you would think. But I mean, yeah, you have to take shots here, and he's worth it. He's got everything that you want physically. Now, can he put it on the field? That is why you pick him at the end of the first round. But all the potential in the world.
I think Chop Robinson is an elite fit in Tampa Bay. And here's what I mean. They have Vita Vea. They have homeboy they drafted last year. I can't remember his name at this moment. Defensive tackle.
Elijah Cansey.
Kalijah Cansey.
There we go.
So
Kalijah
two
Cansey.
great D tackles in the
Yeah.
middle, not just in the pass rush. They could also put pressure up the middle.
Yeah.
Chop Robinson is a physical freak. He ran the second fastest 40 for all the edge rushers. He's going to work really well in space, and he's going to probably struggle with double teams.
Yeah.
But if you get him one-on-ones in space, he's fast enough, big enough at 254 to play an outside linebacker,
Yeah.
pass rusher type. And I think that on that team, he's a great fit because those two big boys in the middle are going to eat up a lot of time for those interior linemen. He's going to have one-on-ones all day, and I think he's athletic enough to take advantage.
Yeah, this might be a sneaky good pick at the end of the first round. The Bucs did not think that they'd be picking this late, so props to them for picking this late. It means
Very
that
true.
they were pretty good last year.
Angel, you have the third pick for the Cardinals at 27. Go ahead.
With the third pick, the Arizona Cardinals select. I'm not gonna attempt his first name. Fashanu, offensive tackle, Penn State. Paris Johnson last year. Fashanu this year. They're building something over there, and if this happens in this board where they have 3 first-round picks and they're able to get 2 tackles and a wide receiver, and Jared Verse, it's obvious they're trying to go young. And you, like I always say, you build from the ground up. You got Jared Verse at number 11 or like 12, and then Fashanu now. That's how you do it. You build from the ground up, and this is how They play tough over there. So I expect these guys to come out the gates running. This is a great value pick too. He's projected to be a little higher. There's a little bit thing about run blocking. He might be a little bit too light, but physically he has the frame. He's 6'6", 315. They want him to get a little bigger because he could get a little weak run game wise, but great pick and great value.
Olu, I think, is what kind of everyone shortens to. Olu Fashanu on ESPN is the 4th ranked tackle. So ahead of Mims, ahead of Fuaga, 2 guys that we have going before him. So I think it's a great value here. And listen, they like you said, they need to just start adding pieces to this team because there's not a lot of talent overall on the roster. Jonathan Gannon went to the Super Bowl with the Eagles, who predominantly believe in building the trenches on either side of the football. So I love the fact that they take a defensive lineman, a big pass-rushing defensive end, and they take a tackle here and sandwich that with Adonai Mitchell. I think it's a great first round, a fun first round.
Yeah.
And you have excited Cardinals fans.
If this ends up being true and they end up doing this, that's a fantastic draft.
Oh, yeah.
And that GM does another raid. That's a fantastic first round where you're able to get your first round pick and make it into 3, and not only 3 picks, 3 starters day 1.
Right.
That's the biggest thing. So fantastic.
I have the next pick here with the Los Angeles Chargers, who traded back. And with this pick, they're going to take Tyler Guyton, tackle out of Oklahoma, to the Chargers. Now, if they would have stayed put, I do like them taking Joe Alt. So they trade back now. Instead of taking Joe Alt, they get Taylor Guyton here at the end of the first round. Still a very, very good prospect in a very deep offensive tackle draft. Tyler Guyton will, I think, slide in
Right tackle.
Right tackle pretty soon here.
Probably immediately.
Beecham?
No. They have
Humphreys.
No, Chargers. They don't have anyone over there.
Chargers. I'm sorry. I'm thinking Cardinals.
Yeah.
Chargers. He goes right away.
Yeah.
On the
him
opposite
and
Slater. I think it's a great fit. Having moved back, you still get to get the second round pick that they got and moving back, and next year's first. So instead of Joe Alt, you get Guyton, a second, and next year's first. I think it's a great haul for Harbaugh there in a year that I think is going to be really memorable with Harbaugh-isms and just the weird, quirky things he does. Terrell, you're up next. Yeah, the Detroit Lions. Go ahead.
With the 29th pick, the Detroit Lions select Graham Barton, lineman out of Duke. I like him joining here with the Lions, someone who they'll be able to develop. They've got some solid guys already on the O-line with Sewell, with Decker. But then also their guards are a little bit older too as well. So he's someone that they can bring in, kind of mentor. He's a development player, I think, for them. He'll be able to step in, I think, in a year or two with the Lions. Yeah,
I think right guard. I think they just signed Zettler, who just turned 35. Right. So I think next year you put him at right guard. He's cheap, so you can keep all that star lineman already kind of happy money wise, and you have him right guard. And this is a great pick. They're one of the teams I would like to see if they become aggressive this year and trade up for one of these top wideouts. But this is a great pick, and obviously they emphasize running the ball over there, and this just fits their MO.
Played 34 games at left tackle, played guard, also played center. He could play it all. I think the Detroit Lions are turning into one of those teams who are going to have a good offensive line. That's what they believe in. They're going to keep stocking the shelves. I think Graham Barton there is a great cultural fit, and I think someone they can keep relying on there in the interior offensive line. Angel, the 30th pick. The Ravens, go ahead.
With the 30th pick, the Baltimore Ravens select cornerback Nate Wiggins, Clemson. I know he's 173. He is fast. He's a good coverage guy. He's silky. He's kind of what the Ravens would kind of develop into a all-around corner, but at least for now, they put him in a rotation on third down, cover guys. They have the flexibility with their already stacked defense to kind of pick and choose where they want this guy, and then eventually, if he learns how to get a little more physical or puts on a little bit of weight, then they could make him into an every down starter. Excuse me. But this is a value pick. He's fallen because of his weight, but I think the Ravens can coach him up just as good as any team.
Yeah. And
they develop DBs pretty damn good over there. So this is a great pick.
He played in the SEC, and he put together a season that warrants first-round consideration.
Yeah.
That's where the big boys play. That's where all these receivers that we're mocking in the first round, they all went against Mr. Nate Wiggins.
Yeah.
And so I think maybe we might be being a little too careful with that. He's 6'1", 173, is known for being super competitive with 50-50 balls, like just an ultimate competitor, very scrappy, plays bigger than he is as far as his weight. I think Nate Wiggins to the Ravens, of course, is a great fit. They have Kyle Hamilton back there who's about to be a superstar, and Nate Wiggins now. I like the turnover they're having here in this secondary just to continue the long line of fantastic Ravens defense.
And Marlon Humphrey can play. He plays everywhere, but he plays nickel. So you can have Nate Wiggins out, perimeter wise, just guarding 1-on-1s, guarding, in the kind of a cover 3 scheme. That's kind of where like he would fit best. But yeah, I think that the Ravens defense just keeps on adding to that. They keep adding and adding and adding. That's why they're good every year.
Let's move ahead here to the next pick. I have, I believe, the San Francisco 49ers, which is kind of fun. And with this pick, the San Francisco 49ers are going to take Kool-Aid McKinstry, cornerback out of Alabama. Now, Kool-Aid McKinstry was someone who was mocked to go very much earlier than this.
Yes.
He was the quarterback coming out of Alabama, not Terrion Arnold. Mm-hmm. He kind of got overtaken by some inconsistent tape there in this last season in Alabama.
And then some injuries.
Still a very, very good prospect. 6 foot, 200 pounds. Great size at cornerback. I think the Niners need to get young at just secondary in general, but at cornerback, I think they bring in Kool-Aid McKinstry, possibly a steal here.
Yeah.
He might just come to the NFL, and this is where I'm going to put it together.
Yeah.
Obviously, going to a great defense. He's going to be surrounded by a bunch of talent. Kool-Aid McKinstry to the Niners. If he pans out, the Niners get another stud on defense, and Kool-Aid McKinstry's their guy.
Yeah, he has the same arc as Latu, who went to the Rams in this draft, where they would have been top 10 to 15, but injuries and a bunch of stuff happened where they kind of fell. So now these kind of will be draft day steals or guys to watch in like training camp to see how high, how healthy they are year one.
Terrell's going to bring us home here with the Chiefs. Go ahead, Terrell.
With the last pick in the first round, the Kansas City Chiefs are taking wide receiver Keon Coleman. Now, this is going to be the steal of the draft. He's going to be a player that everyone is going to be saying, how did Patrick Mahomes get this guy here at wide receiver? He's a big body guy. He is going to be, I feel, eventually Mahomes' favorite target here on third down in the red zone. Eventually, he'll get there. But I think this year he is going to surprise a lot of players. He was Florida State's leading wide receiver, and again, Florida State they balled out this year. They didn't get a chance at that. At the playoff.
That's a weird
we're
situation.
not going to go down there.
We're not going to talk about that.
But this guy's gonna ball out. Patrick Mahomes hasn't really had a big body receiver, especially as of late. So I think he's gonna be someone that he's gonna love. He's gonna leave him his new little toy.
So is this for you a direct response to Racey Rice being a little busy at the moment?
A little preoccupado.
Yeah, he's
in jail. I mean,
Yeah.
Arrested.
Locked
he's
up.
a speedster.
119.
Yeah.
Speedy whiteout.
Not usually known for speed, but on the streets.
He's running now. I'm telling you
known
that.
as the Jackrabbit. Okay.
These guys really went on a
It's
tear.
a 32nd overall pick.
We got to
Listen,
change
6'3",
lanes.
215.
Yeah.
He's a big boy.
Yeah.
Ran a 4.640, where I think that's kind of the thing that's hurting him. But I think football speed is different than combine speed. He's produced.
Watch an FSU game from last year.
Yeah.
He's not running no 4.6, dude. So there's game speed
He's
and there's
fine.
exactly. He's perfectly fine.
To the Chiefs would be very interesting.
Yeah.
Listen, if Racey Rice could just clear this up, take care of what they need to take care of.
Yeah.
And they have Racey Rice, Keon Coleman, and Marquise Brown, as opposed to what they had last year.
Yeah, it's called an upgrade.
That is a fantastic
Exactly.
trio there, wide receivers to put at Patrick Mahomes. I love it. ESPN has him ranked as the number 9 overall receiver behind Xavier Worthy.
Yeah.
The other Texas receiver behind Lad McConkey, my boy out of Georgia.
Yeah.
White.
Yeah, okay.
White.
Note that.
Taylor Leggett.
Yeah.
Black.
Okay.
He's number 6.
Looks like you're doing this.
But yeah, he's number 9. I think it's because of that 40 time, but I love Keon Coleman.
There's game speed, and Andy Reid and those boys drive very well, and they're not going to be fooled by a 40 time. So I think, and this is, last year they did it with just below average wideouts.
Yes.
Imagine what they can do with guys who are actually talented, who actually have first round talent with Racey Rice and Hollywood Brown, and then now Keon Coleman. Yeah,
Fun.
This is a upgrade, and this is just the Chiefs being the Chiefs, man.
I mean, so in this draft, we have Marvin Harrison going to the Bills. Who do we have going to the Bengals? We have Brian Thomas Jr. going to the Bengals, and Keon Coleman going to the Chiefs. I'm noticing a little bit of a trend here. AFC stacking up receivers. This is right after Texans go get Stephon Diggs.
Yep.
I think if you're in the AFC, you better go get some receivers.
Yeah.
Or else you're not going to be able to keep up.
Yeah, watch out for Cortland Sutton, Marvin Mims, and Tim Patrick, guys.
Josh Reynolds is a big pickup.
Bronco,
Come on.
Bronco
you
country
can't-
coming for your
I
ass.
should probably
Asses
clarify
out
because
there.
no one knows who those guys are. They play for the Broncos.
They're the Broncos wideout core right now, as it
Uh,
stands right now.
That is Mock Draft 2.0, guys. Real quick, let's look back over it. Favorite pick, least favorite pick. I'll go first here. I hate to say it, Jackson Powers-Johnson. I know it's not fun to talk about either, an interior offensive lineman, but I think he is such a Cowboys guy. As an Eagle fan, I would hate if they got him because he's a great fit. He's going to do exactly what they want to do as far as run the football, be a general there at center for whoever's at quarterback the next couple of years. Might not be Dak. Who knows it's going to be. But this guy, he'll be up there for a while. I think Jackson Powers-Johnson, Powers-Jackson, however you say his name, he's going to be a great fit there. I don't know why I don't like it, but I've really fallen off on Nate Wiggins. I don't know what it is about it. It's the size.
It's the size.
I just see this little 173. You don't see a lot of guys like that.
So size matters.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you.
Some.
Loud and clear.
What do you got?
My favorite pick, it's not because it's my guy, but Quinyon Mitchell to the Colts.
Yeah.
That might be a sleeper first round instant talent. There's a need and there's talent and it just fits perfectly. And the Colts just developed DBs pretty well, so this defense and to add this first round talent there and to look past he played for, he didn't really play anybody and this is just a great value pick. My least favorite, I think Kool-Aid McKinstry, I don't know what it is.
He could be a miss.
Because he fell so hard,
Yeah.
and I know the injuries did, but it's just a bunch of things happen. I'm like, I wonder if he's ever going to get it back. 'Cause some guys have one good year in college, and then they fall off, and then they get drafted, and then they never see that talent rise again.
Yeah, I mean, he's someone who could definitely. That's true. I
Yeah.
think his ceiling is incredibly high, but I think of the first round cornerbacks, he might have the lowest floor. I think even Nate Wiggins has a higher floor than him.
Yeah.
I think Quinyon Mitchell obviously higher
Yeah.
floor right off the bat. I think he has that. Who's the guy? Sidney Jones. Eagles took him out of Washington a couple years ago. I think it's that type of cornerback where listen, at some point in his college career, he was the best.
Yeah.
But then more recently, he was not as
Something's
good.
happened
We're
and-
banking that he can get back to where he was. We'll see. Terrell, least favorite pick in the draft.
Yeah, my favorite pick, and again, not to sound like a homer, but I really do like Michael Penix to the Broncos.
You have liked that for a while. Yeah.
I really like the pick. I mean, he's a smart quarterback. He's an accurate quarterback. That's really what we've been missing is accuracy at the quarterback position and consistency. So, and then he's got some speed on him too as well. So I like that. My least favorite, I'm with Angel on it. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. Pause. But I'm
bars today, Terrell.
yeah. I'm not in on it. But he can be a hit. But I think he's more of a chance of a bigger miss.
Does he have the juice?
He's got the Kool-Aid.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
It's Kool-Aid juice.
AJ, what you got?
We're going around the bend here. Can we have that discussion? Is Kool-Aid juice?
It's flavored water, I think. Yeah.
It's sugar water.
Sugar water. I love sugar water, dude.
5 quarterbacks taken.
Yeah.
I'm trying to count the receivers, and I can't count fast enough. Someone count that for me. But as far as fantasy football goes, who is your favorite guy here? It's Marvin Harrison for me. And I think it's Marvin Harrison. Let's take him off the table because that's an obvious one. He's Josh Allen's number 1 right off the bat.
6 wide receivers.
6 receivers. So we missed one by breaking the record by 1. The record's 7, or tying the record. Marvin Harrison. I like Malik Nabers as well to the Giants, even though Daniel Jones is there and he is ass.
Yeah.
But still, he gets a target.
I think Neighbors would be I think he's just a target guy.
Brock Bowers would be good too. I want to change to Brock Bowers.
No, Bowers, because rookie tight ends aren't productive unless
Brock Bowers is going to be different.
Okay. So
break all the records.
So he's the first guy.
Yep.
Okay, but Neighbors probably, but obviously if this were to happen, Marvin Harrison Jr. I want to see what his ADP is when it comes around training camp. How high this guy's going to go, and the hype that's going to be wild.
It's going to be massive. Terrell, favorite fantasy guy in this draft for sure.
Oh man, I think for fantasy, yeah, I'm with you on Neighbors or Harrison. Either one of those guys are gonna go crazy. I'm with Harrison though. He's gonna.
If that happens with
gonna
Buffalo,
light
dude.
it up.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's play a little game here. You guys both simultaneously answer. Okay. Just give me a yes or no. Would you take Marvin Harrison over this guy? Okay, Marvin Harrison or
Wait, he's on the Bills in this scenario? Or
on the
just-
Bills?
Okay, gotcha.
Marvin Harrison or CeeDee Lamb?
CD.
Crazy. That's a number 1 overall ranked guy. We're thinking about it.
Yeah.
And we're thinking about it.
Pretty damn good.
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek.
Okay. Justin Jefferson with Drake Maye.
I'm not down Justin Jefferson.
We are thinking about it.
Marvin Harrison.
I'm going Marvin Harrison. I love Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison with Josh Allen. I'm going Marvin Harrison.
yeah.
Jamar Chase.
Marvin Harrison.
Marvin Harrison.
So we have him in the top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Out the gate.
Thanks so much for joining us, guys. Mock Draft 2.0 in the books. Thanks to Terrell for joining us. Hey, thanks to the producers back there running the show for us to deliver. Woo! Do not forget, join us April 25th for the draft show that is going to be live.
Oh my
All
God.
of us in the room. Going to be a lot of fun. We are working very hard to make that a lot of fun for you. Go ahead and go to our page right now. Set the reminder on. We'll see you Wednesday. Bye.
Peace.